Hello everyone and welcome back to Matchbox Memories. It feels like forever since I have made a video for you guys, and that's mostly because I've been waiting to find product. I found the 6 cars in front of you, the 6 moving parts vehicles in front of you about 2 weeks ago, and I unfortunately didn't find the Cybertruck or the Chase Land Rover, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make this video. So here we are introducing Matchbox 2025 Mix 8, and I have 6 of the 7 regular cars, and I'm also missing the Matchbox Chase, which is a Matchbox Land Rover. Anyways, without any further ado, I'm going to open these moving parts vehicles and then look at a few other vehicles that I have also found that we didn't open in my previous video. I also just want to mention that 5 of the 7 vehicles in this set are also new vehicles, new castings. Like I said, I didn't find the Tesla Cybertruck, which was also a new casting. But let's have a look at some of the ones I did find. And starting off with, this is a repeat, the 1957 Ford Country Sedan. It came in the same livery, but in red with white or beige. And there it is. So let's open this up. I have the vehicle. I didn't pull it out because it is deep in my collection. But anyways, let's have a look at this one. Box we are familiar with. All right, so there is the 1957 Ford Country Sedan out of its box. As you can see, the moving part is the hood, and it has a somewhat detailed engine components. It's a left-hand drive. Somewhat detailed front. Side livery. And fully detailed back. Beautiful casting. I really like this vehicle. It looks great. There's the environmentally friendly packaging, as well as the empty box. All right, next up, let's have a look at this 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ. This is a new casting for 2025. I'm surprised this one is a bit of a peg warmer. I keep seeing them in the Walmart, and I have to say, a couple of the boxes I found are crushed. Look at that. Plastic, or whatever this material, the foam, has fallen apart. So I'm curious to see if the vehicle is damaged. Look at that. I'm not sure how that happened, but there's a couple of boxes, and I got all of these vehicles, or most of these vehicles, from different Walmarts. And if you look at the Lamborghini, it's the same situation. So just to show you, it's not a little crack, it's completely cracked on the inside. I'm not sure if it fell or someone pushed it in. I doubt it's someone pushing it in, but it looks like it's taken a bit of a beating. The question is the vehicle damaged? Let's find out. So far, so good. It looks like it's, look at that, it's quite hard to get these out, especially with the one hand. Look at that. Car's in perfect condition, and that is what ultimately matters. So well done, Matchbox. Good design. Let's have a look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely love this casting. I'm guessing the moving part is a moving trunk. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably need 2 hands, so give me a second. Let me open this up. Yeah, definitely a opening trunk. There's nothing in this trunk. I'm always curious to know if there's 2 versions. When they do have opening trunks, I think it makes sense to have 2 versions. Makes it impossible for collectors to find them because you never know what you're going to get. But this would be a good vehicle to have some stuff in the back. There it is. And once again, what's the name of this vehicle? It is 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ. Beautiful. Looks like a yellowish interior, white interior maybe. Yeah, white, I think. Beautiful. I love this casting. I've always liked my Cadillacs. This one looks exceptionally good. All right, next we're going to have a look at the 1975 Mitsubishi Lancer Celeste. We've seen a few different versions of this particular vehicle. This is not a new casting. We've seen it as, I'm pretty sure we've seen it as a collector's vehicle. We've definitely seen it as an RLC. Pretty sure I have all of them, so I'm going to dig them out of my collection. We'll open this up and then compare them to the existing models in my collection. The 1975 Mitsubishi Lancer Celeste in red. Hood is the moving part. It's fully detailed, as you can see. Hood has detailing in it as well, which is nice. Get that in the light there. Look at that front. I've always been a huge fan of this vehicle because one of my uncles in Sri Lanka used to have a station wagon version of this vehicle. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was this vehicle. Which it might have been a Mitsubishi Lancer station wagon, now that I think about it. And this is a Lancer, so maybe it is the same actually. Yeah. Looks very, very similar regardless. Beautiful vehicle. Fully detailed back. Side livery. And detailed front. Right-hand drive as you would expect. Lancer Celeste 1975 Mitsubishi Lancer Celeste. And then let's have a look at some of the other versions of this vehicle that I have in my collection. Alright, so the 4 versions that I have in my collection, I was incorrect. There is no collector's version. The blue one is the RLC, which was $25 retail on the Mattel Creations website. And then you put the $13 US shipping. This works out to be a $38 US car, which is, in my opinion, completely a complete rip-off for this particular vehicle, because really it's not much different than a $5 Canadian moving parts vehicle. You're not really getting a bang for your buck. Now, it did come in a plastic case. I have to admit, I didn't pay the $38 US for this. I found it on a streaming site for about $6 US loose, and I was happy to grab it at that price. I'm not sure I would ever pay at $38 US or $50+ Canadian for that particular vehicle. Well done, just no bang for the buck on this particular vehicle. Look at that. Even the base is plastic. How disappointing for a $50 Canadian vehicle. And of course the other two are also moving parts. We have seen them before, so I don't want to spend too much time on them. Similar livery on every single one of them. As you can see, the tires are all the same. I will say this does have a fatter set of rubber-based tires, but once again, nothing on this vehicle justifies the price point. All right, let's have a look at this Lamborghini. The Lamborghini Huracán Sterrato, also damaged box. I found this one in a completely different Walmart from the Cadillac that also had a damaged box. This is a new casting for 2025, as you can see. Let's open this up and have a look at it. I'm excited to see what this looks like. Lamborghini Huracán Sterrato out of the box. I have to say, this is surprisingly beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Phenomenal color. Two-tone black, lime green, lots of detailing. Great set of wheels. Look at that. Powerful front. Just like the real car. They've really done well with the angles. Not easy to create those angles. That's really, really nice. Let's get that in the light. Look at that. Look at the spacing between the wheel. It's great. Beautiful back. Moving part is the Hood, I guess, it's at the back. And of course, sadly, it's not detailed. That's the only downside to this. They really should have detailed the engine components. Looks really weird in that green color. But other than that, gonna have to say this might be one of my favorite moving parts vehicles for 2025. Beautiful. I have to say the packaging does no justice to this vehicle. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Look how low it sits. Just want to make sure that it rolls. Yeah, it rolls beautifully. Absolutely phenomenally designed. Beautiful. All right, next up, we're going to look at the 2024 Volkswagen ID bus. And this one is also a new casting for 2025. I know there is an orange or red version of this coming out in 2026. Anyways, let's have a look at the 2024 Volkswagen ID bus. Beautiful. The 2024 Volkswagen ID bus. Out of the packaging, as you can see, the moving part is the door there, which I think slides. Let's have a look at the vehicle before we start sliding things around. Fully detailed front. Side livery. Livery on the top. Lots of details. Look at that. Beautiful. Fully done. Sadly, they have that metal safety bar at the back there. Decent set of wheels. 2024 VW ID bus. The one thing I would say is I wish that Volkswagen stuck with their traditionally round lights that they had on the T1 buses. I do see these around town and they are definitely eye-catching. They look quite high-tech. I've heard the range on them are not as good as some of the other electric vehicles we see in town, but nevertheless, really, really well designed. So as I said, the moving part is the door that slides, and you can see the incredible details that they have. Looks like there's a knapsack and I don't know what else is in the back seat there. Fantastic. I wonder if there's a version without that stuff. I know there are some Volkswagen vehicles that have variations with stuff in the trunk and stuff with not in the trunk. The one thing I will say is it looks like it sags a bit. It's not the tightest fit, the moving part. Bit of a gap on the door, as you can see. But I have to say in general, the gaps have improved over time. But nevertheless, it's a difficult one to design and get right. But overall, I'd say fairly satisfied with this. Very, very nice. Last of the moving parts vehicles we're going to look at today is the 2024 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Also a new vehicle for 2025. This is a great addition to the moving parts line. And it's this orange color, very close to Matchbox orange. I'm excited to open this up and have a look at it. All right, the 2024 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro Toyota Racing. Look at that. Beautiful. I did say Matchbox orange. This looks more like a burnt orange, somewhat burnt orange. Beautifully done and designed. Moving part is the hood opens. There is some detailing in the hood, which is gorgeous. I have to say it fits perfectly. It was quite difficult to open. Look at that. Fully detailed front. Incredible. Side livery, see the lights go on to the side, fully detailed back, including a number plate that says off-road, Toyota signs. Look at that roof rack on the top of the vehicle. Definitely went for all the bells and whistles on this particular vehicle, the 2024 Sequoia TRD Pro. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Two Matchbox vehicles, that mainline vehicles that I found since our last mainline video, this was the BMW M1 that I was complaining that I couldn't find. I can't remember which mix it was. I think it's the last mix of 2024. But anyway, there it is. I did find 2 of them. I'm going to open this one up. And then I absolutely forgot to open this 1966 Land Rover Gen 2. This one's not hard to find, but it's just me. It was there, it was in front of me, but I did the video and I forgot to open it up. And I have to say, usually this casting comes with 2 different roof racks, and I've seen a ton of these on the pegs, and it appears that there's only 1 roof rack for this particular vehicle. So anyways, let's quickly open these up and have a look at them. There they are, guys, out of their packaging. Let's have a look at the BMW M1 first. Seen this casting before. It's definitely a old casting, new color, so nice little vehicle. BMW M1 on the number plate, fully detailed front, no side livery, back's also fully detailed, so meets all the criteria that I would look for in what I would consider a good diecast vehicle, and just definitely hits everything. Beautiful. The Land Rover, this is one of my favorite castings. I've got just about every single version of it, other than the 8-pack exclusive. I can't justify the price. It's a beautiful casting. Look at that. Safari Park, Experience, Adventure. Unfortunately, the front's not detailed. Looks like it doesn't have an interior, but it's hard to tell. And I'm going to see if that plastic piece comes off. So the plastic piece definitely comes off. Like I said before, generally they have a couple of different versions of this. But for whatever reason, at least every single vehicle that I have seen only has this plastic component. And from previous vehicles, we know that we can interchange the different plastic pieces from not only similar vehicles, but also in some cases different Matchbox vehicles. So there it is. Unfortunately, the front's not done in this one, but still, just a gorgeous casting. Back's not done either. Okay, so I also got these 2 Matchbox Super Rigs, paid a couple of bucks each. Really wanted this Cheerios version. And let's see which year these are from. Okay, so here are some of the other trucks. You can see there's a bit of water damage to this particular case. These are from 1993, and look at them. Some very interesting trailers. They've got Hershey's, Harley Davidson, Pepsi. That's the one. The other one we're going to open today. Nintendo, that'd be a good one to get. Of course, Cheerios, which is the one we're just going to open. So I'm going to open both of them up, and I'm just have a quick look at the back of this. So exactly the same set of vehicles, also from 1993. I'm going to open these 2 up, and let's have a quick look at them. And there they are, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. That's definitely a Peterbilt cab. Let's have a look. Yeah. Sorry, it says, what is that? Kenworth. I can't read that, but made in Thailand. Back doesn't open, and then of course we have back doesn't open in this one either. This one's nicer. It says Cheerios. Let's have a look at it. Ford Aeromax, so definitely a licensed cab. It says Cheerios on the top there, as well as on the door. Exhaust at the back there. That's where the trailer hitches, and then just a quick look at the trailer itself. Cheerios livery. I think that's the color of it. I don't think it's sun-worn. It's nice. Happy to have that. And then in the background you can see that Super Mario 64. This thing here is a Tonka cab that I've attached to a Matchbox Nintendo 64 trailer. I'm guessing it's from the same era as these two, but I'm not absolutely certain. I never found the cab for it. I did buy the trailer on a streaming service because I've always loved Super Mario, and I thought it was good to have at least the trailer in the Matchbox lineup. So there they are. I've always felt like the trucks display so well. All right, last two vehicles I want to look at are these two Toyota Centuries. They're new for 2025. I have to thank my aunt and Nori for sending these to me from Japan. Excited to open them. I'm a huge fan of the Toyota Century. I've also heard that the Toyota Century is gonna make their luxury vehicles even more luxurious and compete with companies like Rolls-Royce. So I'm excited for that, but I really want to open these two up and have a look at them. I have to say the black one is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Really well detailed, including the back. Just gorgeous. Look at that. Look how sharp that is. Hard to see inside, but this thing is gorgeous. The only complaint I have with Tomica is that their wheels are too thin. Look how thin those wheels are. Toyota Century, made in Vietnam, B25. Not sure what that B25 stands for. Beautiful. Plastic insert for lights, detailed. I think there's the emblem there. Nice vehicle. And in white. Different trim from the black one, but beautiful. Definitely like the black one. I think it looks really, really smart, more than the white one. And I just want to put some of my other Toyota Centuries so that we can just have a look at them all. All right, so that is my very small collection of Toyota Century. We just looked at the 2024 versions. This is the Matchbox Moving Parts. And this one is from 2023 Toyota Century. This has to be one of my favorite. This might be my favorite Toyota Century. It's just so well designed and put together, and you'd never guess that it's so amazing. Look at that stuff in the trunk. Closes perfectly, no gap at all. Just speaks to elegance and luxury. Beautiful. Good set of tires. Look how thick those tires are compared to the Tomica version. And then this is the 2018 Toyota Century. Sorry, 2013 Toyota Century. Also beautifully designed. Great set of tires. All the same trim, the gray trim that we see on the black version from 2024. Look at that. And it almost looks like it's gone from a car to an SUV. This looks more like an SUV than a sedan. So the movements into luxury and also the class of the vehicle has changed from what I can see. B25, and the white one also says B25, made in Vietnam. So that's it for this video, guys. Under 20 minutes. We're around the 17-minute mark. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely making more videos before I go on vacation in December. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. And don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube.